some reason we always seem to be starting with the National League. Still no further forward. It's becoming, in my view now, completely ridiculous. There was a vote. It would appear that the National League and the National League South want to try and put playoffs on, whereas the National League North have, in my view, come to the sensible decision that playoffs just not going to happen. For whatever reason, people believe that they can get playoffs on. I think it's, looking at what's happened over the last couple of days, what we're hearing from the EFL, if those guys can't do it, what makes non-league clubs think that they can do it? So no further forward on that. Disappointing, really. I think we should, as I think I've said before, we need to be moving faster and getting things sorted. Ground gradings. Obviously, we had 8 days to complete our ground grading. We're not sure when or how long we're going to have, or when that clock is going to start ticking again. But I will do a few clips before I leave here for the Kettering fans, so they can have a look at where we're at. That we've got obviously the stands got going. That's 5 days, but it's all prefab, so it should just bolt straight in. And we've got some terracing that we've had to do. That needs some slabs on the some slabs laid, but all the brickwork's been done. And there's a new away turnstile that needs the outside of it completing. So we're well within the space, so we're not unduly worried that we couldn't do it within the 8 days. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay, so we had our weekly management meeting with the first team management for Kettering Town today. A few clips will follow this. Again, as with before, we're not going to actually name any players. I was hoping actually that we'd be able to talk about a player that we'd have signed, but that's not happened as yet. And obviously yesterday the news that Aaron O'Connor and Dan Enty had been released, so no surprise that the gaffer's looking for strikers. You'll hear some of the conversation about his targets about that. Not sure what the view of fans is about those two guys going. I tend to stay off the fans forum. Chairman's given me strict instructions, so I keep away from that. So I don't know how that news has been taken. Both, Az has been a fantastic servant for the club, and they're both great guys. Dan's only been with us a short time, but both top blokes. But this time of the year, this is where the gaffer has to earn his keep, really. We've given players, or we've offered players, terms for them to come back pre-season and start training, and we've obviously part of that is releasing players. As I said, the gaffer and his guys have got to make those decisions, because it's them at the end of the day that's going to carry the can. So they obviously felt that they wanted to change the strike partnerships. Obviously, Trey's still with us. He's on contract, so he's obviously going to be a big part of what they're thinking. So I'm as keen as fans really to see who they get in and what their style of play is going to be. Obviously, it's the first closed season that Paul's had since he's been at the club, so good opportunity for him to start bringing in some of the players that he wants, rather than players that he may have inherited.
It's like, I told them all they've got 7 days. We need a decision in 7 days. We can start the process now. Then we know we've got a graph now. The boys have got a graph. Me and my staff have got a graph. We can start penning people in instead of penciling people in terms of where we covered now. And then we can move on to other targets. We missed too many clear-cut chances. I only look at the Altrincham game. The Altrincham game was the only game I really think we really deserved to lose. We battered York. Should have beat Altrincham away, who are going to be going for it next season. I think we lost 2. Should have at least got a draw at Boston. So, and if you were going to sort of pick the bones out of us, FC United was another bad one, wasn't it? But if you're going to pick the bones out of us, is that we missed like really sort of simplistic chances last season. If we can score goals from good positions and all over the field a little bit better, keep our structure, keep our shape better.
If we'd had a 15, 20 goal striker, then a number of the losses would have been draws, and I'm sure the draws would have turned into wins. We'd have been in a lot better position. Trouble is, in the nicest sense, every team can make the same thing. We've just got to find the guy that can do it. Okay, brilliant. So, what we would normally do now on the board really is just go around and find out if there's anything particular people want to throw into the mix. So, were any extra players added onto HubSpot this week?
He's only 25, 26. He's played over 100 league games in Division 1 and 2. So I think he should be added to the list.
To be fair, we've had a chat, Mr. Chairman. He's a good player. He was looking at my profile this morning on LinkedIn. You know, I don't know if you know how you can. It says people have been looking at your profile. So I've had a good chat with him, and I'm going to have a revisit him this afternoon. And without his goals, I think they'd have struggled last season. I think they really would have struggled. Offerton. So I just said, obviously, I had the call coming up. So I just said I'd sort of revisit him this afternoon.
I think we should all turn up like John and be branded. It'd look a lot more professional. Alan's got to work out how to use his video first, but you know. The chairman's got kit hidden away everywhere. He keeps coming out with jackets and stuff. So
I've got loads.
I want to tap him up.
Yeah, got loads.
15-day lead time, so
as soon as we know we get a date for pre-season or when the season, we can just
we've got the set that's here already, so we have them. I'm not concerned about not having them, but obviously we agreed and the chairman agreed, and I'm recording this one, and hopefully this one will record properly. The chairman agreed that he would cough up for it, so you'd have your own set. So, you know, we have them. That's not an issue, but getting another set's 14-day lead time.
Yeah. That'll disappear off the minute, so I won't worry about that.
No, I'm recording, mate. It's recorded. Look at the top left. It's recording.
I'll be gone.
What's really important to remember, though, Richie, and I think it is when it comes down to paying it. And
that's what happens every time I have a conversation with him on the phone, or he's walking somewhere, and goes all quiet. And then he rings me back and says, I didn't agree that. So this is the new terracing that's gone in. This is on the media side. Obviously there's still the first row to be done. We've also got it on the Morrison's end. We've got 20 odd metres there and another 20 odd metres on the other side of the stand. Again, we still need to finish a couple of rows off on that. Quite a few little upgrades gone on. New security fencing, that kind of stuff. So hopefully it will feel a bit more like a football ground rather than a field when people come up next. Obviously, you know, the chairman's been keen to try and improve the look and feel of the ground, so that's gone ahead. So hopefully people will like those changes. Just as an update on the stand, we're still waiting for the stand guys to tell us when they're going to be back working. Obviously construction sites are open, but it's down to them when they want to come in. The stand's still going to go in the same place for two reasons really. One is obviously that's how we've set the ground out for its ground grading, so that's where the stand will be, and because of we don't know when we're going to be playing again, obviously the club still has costs going out. We still have, you know, bills to pay. Right now it's not the time for us to spend another £18,000-20,000 on laying down another pad for the stand to move it in the off season. So it will be not moving. So the 500-seat stand will come in. It will stay in situ probably until this time next year. That means that the stand that the fans have raised the funds for will actually go onto the town end. So where the fixed auto stand is at the moment, that will be enlarged by the Tin Hat Fund stand that was due to go where the 500-seater stand's going, and then obviously they'll just get rejigged around as and when. Lots of people have been asking about what we're going to do with the pitch up at Latimer Park from a Kettering Town point of view. We've spoken with the groundsman. There was ideas of putting in some additional drainage, and and surprisingly, that's actually thrown up some issues. Basically, if we put, we all know that the problems are at Latimer Park. In the summer it's bone dry, and in the winter it's boggy because it's a clay surface. So we thought the easiest solution would be to put some drainage in. If we get a dry summer and we put drainage in without irrigation, that means that the pitch will be bare. It'll be like a desert. So we're now having to look at whether we can actually put in some form of improved drainage and some form of irrigation at the same time. So again, depending on when we think we're going to be playing again, or when we think we're going to get revenue in, that will pretty much dictate what we do from a Kettering Town point of view on the pitch. Standard stuff will have to be done. We always add more topsoil, put more sand on, and obviously we seed it. So those things, hopefully, crazy as it seems, considering how long we haven't kicked the ball for, but because of the lockdown, we're actually behind on our groundworks. They should have actually been in already and put the done the disc seeding. We're hopeful that may go ahead next week. Okay, so spot the deliberate mistake. The first half of the stand is actually obviously only 250 seats. Our plan is to have 500. So for whatever reason, it's in my head that it's a 500 seat stand coming in, but really it's a 250 seat stand. So yeah, sorry about that.